This looks pretty bad. I don't think it'll be safe to set foot in here for quite a while.
We've been pushing her so hard. Haven't been taking good enough care of her. We'll just have to fix her up.
Looks like the repairs aren't going to be finished anytime soon. We'll be here for a while, I guess. This island, what do you call it, Megaman? Kattelox? Must have a town or a city somewhere. Think you could go take a look around?
So this is where the game begins, on Kattelox Island. And this game is essentially a sandbox kind of game. But you're going to see this little dancing monkey a lot. His name's Data, and he'll do what else? Save your game, and also recharge your energy. You'll want to save quite a bit in this game, because you may end up screwing yourself over in the next few parts. But there's the other premise of this game. Megaman and Roll are also searching for the Mother Lode, which is supposedly a great treasure that'll solve the world's energy problems. And Roll is also searching for her parents. She's been living with Professor Barrel her entire life. Uh-oh, here come the police! Don't worry, they're not here to arrest you. They're here just to check out if everything's alright. But if you want to advance the plot any further, talk to Gramps.
Ah, Megaman! The police saw us crash land and came to check up on us.
Well, you certainly put on quite a show. But it looks like everyone's all right. Let me welcome you to Kattelox Island. Now, I'd like to ask one of you to come with me to the station.
We need you to fill out some immigration forms so you can get your registration and ID card. You can't enter the city without one.
Don't worry. It won't take very long. While you're waiting, you can spend your time in the shopping arcade next to the city. You don't need an ID card to get in there.
Are you ready to go, Professor?
That's the most effeminate police officer that I've ever heard. And it kind of doesn't really help that the inspector has an Elmer Fudd-like voice that's even worse than Dr. Lights from Mega Man 8. But all we can do right now is go check out the shopping arcade. Here's a little fun fact. I completely thought that this was an actual arcade, but no, it's not a video game arcade. It's a shopping center. But we can't actually go inside and actually shop for items. Like stuff for the Flutter, like TVs, video games, and the like. But that guy's the junk store owner. But we have to go inside and go check out his shop to advance any further. Welcome to the shopping center. The first thing you may notice is this can. And I suggest you kick it. Because I demand you to. Kick it into the bakery, which is right straight ahead of here. It's called the Jet Lag Bakery. If you kick it into there, you'll get 1,000 zenny. And that was a perfect shot. That was the first time I've ever kicked it into the bakery in only 2 shots. You'll also want to check out every single trash can in the game by kicking it with a triangle button. If it has something inside, the lid won't pop off. You may find money or other parts that you can use to build weapons. And the weapons aren't found in traditional Mega Man fashion. You instead find parts in trash cans like broken motors, pipes, discarded weapon parts, and the like. They're actually arm attachments, which is actually very, very cool. And we can get the first weapon by saving the junk store owner. This is the junk store owner's wife, and she's basically going to tell us to go find him. And that he's basically a coward. He's finally sucked it up and went in there all by himself to go find junk parts. So now we're going to have to go back to the ruin entrance that we saw him at and find him. But first we're going to go check out the shops. And you see that can respawn there. Every time you leave this area and re-enter, the can will respawn and you can get more money. So the first thing we're going to do is sample some music. Let's listen to heavy metal. That was the worst heavy metal that I've ever heard. And I don't even listen to heavy metal. But here's a classical CD right here. Let's listen to that. That sounded a lot better than the heavy metal CD, in my opinion. Both Mega Man Legends games also take from a lot of classical music. Let's listen to some Baroque. That was enjoyable. But anyway, that's just only a taste of the shops that we can look in here. But let's go find that junk store owner, shall we? Anytime there's backtracking involved in the ruins, which, trust me, there's going to be a lot of backtracking as more areas open up, I'll just cut out the backtracking or fast forward. Right now, we're going to explore as much as we can here. That wall blocks off the rest of the ruins, so the only place we can enter is here. Right here, we're going to have our first Reaverbot fight in the game. Outside of the intro stage, that is. This Reaverbot is actually being controlled by a smaller one that's up on that bridge above us. We could take care of it so the Reaverbot right here remains stationary, but otherwise, it's probably a better idea if we just leave it living. Just keep moving around that one, and you're pretty much guaranteed to take it down. That's as far as we can go that way. Let's head towards the junk store owner now. That ledge is accessible from another entrance to the ruins. There's no way you're going to be able to access that ledge if you jump. Not until later, at least. And beyond those Reaverbots is a hole which we can look in and find some parts, money, or other things. You'll want to check every single hole in the game, because you just may find another weapon part that's very useful. Or you may find a gigantic sum of Zenny that you can use to buy parts. All the Reaverbots right now are really, really weak. But when we proceed further into the ruins, they'll get stronger and stronger, and much more difficult to defeat. I can't believe the junk store owner is afraid of small, itty-bitty worm-type Reaverbots. He's such a wuss! But just jump onto the ledge and talk to him by pressing the circle button. And get used to people calling us Blue Boy. That's going to be a recurring name throughout this game. But now that he's left, we just have a little bit more to explore. If we keep going, we're going to find another Buster upgrade part. Get close to these Reaver bots to activate them, but don't get too close, otherwise they'll self-destruct and hurt you. Don't proceed through this section too quickly, otherwise you're going to run into these Reaver bots and hurt yourself. You can basically just camp from this small tunnel right here and just shoot this Reaver bot. However, I wouldn't really recommend it because otherwise he has a good chance of killing you. It's a better strategy if you run around and shoot him. But there's also going to be another one of those Reaver bots close by. See how quickly I shot that Reaver bot control thing? That's how quickly you can destroy Reaver bots if you keep pressing up towards the Reaver bots. It's a lot better than having to use a rapid fire part. Although I destroyed that Reaver bot being controlled already, just destroy it anyway, because you're guaranteed to get some money out of it anyway. But now we can get our last find in the ruins for the day, which is Rapid Fire, which will upgrade the Rapid of Megaman's Buster. So now we're good to go out of the ruins. But first I'm going to equip this right here, as you can see. But if you have any sense of direction whatsoever in figuring out how in the world you got here, then I really applaud you. Just use the map to find your way out. So you don't need me to show you how to get back out of the ruins. So we're going to transition to the junk store shop. But first I have this uncontrollable urge that I need to fuel by kicking the can. I'm not wasting time here and getting money by kicking this can. This actually serves another purpose, which will be explained later on. It serves a purpose other than the bakery owner telling you to be a hippie by recycling or putting trash away in its proper place. As a reward for saving the junk store owner, we're going to get a mine parts kit, which contains our first weapon of the game, mines. It's not much, but it's going to be very useful for the upcoming boss fight. They're also giving us their old support car, which Roll can fix up right away, but it won't be available until after the boss fight. But right here, they're going to ask us for our name. We can say Megaman or Hippopotamus. But I'm going to say Hippopotamus. And this marks the first time I ever made that choice. Come back soon, Mr. Hippopotamus. Oh. But they don't have any parts for the Flutter. So we're going to have to find parts by looking through the ruins ourselves. So we're definitely going to be stuck here for a long time. Well, let's check out some more shops. Inside this men's clothing store, we see a narcissist who's always admiring himself in the mirror, but not even buying any clothes. He probably thinks he's some sort of hot otaku. I know this is all useless, but it really helps in showing off the little things that you can do. What else do they sell in electronics stores, You tell me, mister. They basically sell pretty much everything in this store. Besides just TVs, washing machines, radios. You can't really buy any of them until the second game, which basically wins roll over. This is actually a culture reference right here, where comics are sealed up in vinyl bags. The Japanese look down on reading magazines or comics without actually buying them. And this right here in the toy store is the only fourth wall breaking reference you'll see. Megaman Legends being sold inside Megaman Legends. Just wow. But if you're wondering how I'm lining myself up perfectly with a can, I'm holding down the circle button, which lets Mega Man walk, and also just slide towards the left or right. Whenever the can lands on top of the counter of the bakery, that's just an indication of downright unfairness. Because if you kick it out, it's just gonna rebound right back at you. But now we're gonna have to go back to Roll and tell her that we received a weapon and we can also use this car.